Hello, my name is Jay Shorr, and I am one of the partners of a award-winning national practice management consulting firm, Shorr Solutions, and we specialize in the operational, administrative, financial health and guidance of aesthetic, cosmetic, facial body plastics, cosmetic plastic gynecology. And the topic of today are the top 5 practice management horror stories that we've encountered and how to keep them happening from you. I have nothing to disclose. Our lecture today has nothing to do with mentioning of any products or promotions. So let's get started. Let's define what medicine is. Medicine is a science. In our world, it's a way to heal the sick and injured, and it's a way to keep our patients looking young and beautiful. It still is one of the most respected professions today. But please, please never lose sight of the fact that medicine is a business. And because it is a business, we have to treat it like the business it is. So what are my top 4 priorities in running a medical and aesthetic practice? Number 1, safety. Safety, safety, safety. Safety of who? Safety of our patient, and safety of our staff and practitioners. Bar none, safety is the most important part of running an aesthetic or any business in medicine today. Secondly, is protection of our practitioners' licenses, whether it's the doctor, a PA, an NP, an esthetician, and any other licensed professional governed by Board of Nursing, Board of Medicine, Board of Cosmetology, whatever licensing board. The third priority is to have fun. Now, Jay, you say you didn't mention anything about money. Well, medicine's a business. You just heard me say that. The fourth priority is make money. But you will not make money if you don't protect safety, the license, and have fun. You will have nothing but a nightmare. So let's go over 5 different hard nightmares that we've encountered. Number 5, we've encountered where a practice owner did not get along with a couple of members of the staff. They couldn't see eye to eye. And rather than the doctor dismiss the employee from the very beginning, they got into an angered situation. The doctor comes out of his office one day only to find out that in the parking lot, somebody had put feces in his door handle. And then you're going to say, oh my goodness, that's just horrible. Why did you put that up there? I'm putting it up there because I want you to understand that there are people. I don't agree with how people feel. Sometimes if you're just not happy, just walk away. Just walk away in life. Don't do anything illegal, unethical, or immoral. If you're not happy with the situation that you're in, walk away. Make the most of your situation. Number 4. Well, number 4 horror nightmare is that we've come upon is management leaving and taking half the staff with them. And why did this happen? It happened because if you weren't smart and you had staff working in your practice, you didn't have a non-solicitation clause. Now, this usually happens with doctors and NPs, PAs, and estheticians. So they leave your practice and they take colleagues with them. Well, when you first hired these people, you should have non-compete where it governs and where states and commonwealths allow. Many states won't uphold it, or they're only going to uphold a certain amount of mileage radius. However, non-solicitation clauses of staff and patients do hold up. So it's very important for you that you have a non-solicitation clause, all right? This way, you can prevent that from happening to you. Horror story number 3, having fines for that graphic that you thought you could use because you Googled it. Then you get a cease and desist from this company that tells you you're not allowed to use that graphic. That's not your graphic. You didn't pay to use that graphic. Oh, well, I got it off of Google. Yes, but the person either that owned that photograph was either the photographer who had the license for that photograph or somebody who paid for the use of that photograph. Stock photo, you can buy them from them. You see a lot of the people who use photographs like stock photos like this, and you see that same photograph and you scratch your head and say, I know it's not an actual patient because I've seen it everywhere. So be very careful because you can get fined very heavily for using a photograph that's not yours. And if you're going to use a model, put in that advertisement or on your website, not an actual patient or paid model. Okay, so horror story number 2, another practice stealing your patient photos because they weren't watermarked. Well, you see your photo on somebody else's website. Now, you have to figure out a way that how are you going to find that out? Now, how do other companies find that out? It's because they're bots that go on and they scan other websites or other advertisements that are web-based that can pick them up. Then they send you, well, where is your license? And then they'll send you $5,000 or $10,000 demands. And you're really not going to have any other choice but to pay it, even taking it down, because believe me, they've already taken screenshots, all right, of your website or your advertisements, which aren't going to do any good. And just because, they were on somebody else's website or on your website doesn't mean that they were free. So the best way to do it is use your own photos. And horror story number 1 is the biggest crisis so far that we've seen. And this is my own personal story. In November of 2011, I was a partner in a major dermatology, cosmetic, facial, body plastic surgery practice, cosmetic, plastic, gynecology, and med spa. We were a very, very large multi-million-dollar, multi-location practice. And in November of 2011, the medical director of the practice was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. In June of 2012, the medical director passed away, and we had to end up selling the practice. What was the nightmare? The medical director was my late wife. And what I was about to encounter is I didn't know what I didn't know. Hard dollar bills, the thousands, the hundreds, the 50s, the 20s, the 10s, the 5s, even the ones turned into nickels, dimes, and quarters, not even half dollars or silver dollars. So what did I have to do? I ended up selling the business on pennies on a dollar because the vultures will come out. Who are the vultures? People that want to buy your practice and figuring, well, if there's a death, maybe if I want to buy the practice, we'll buy assets. And those doctors and practices that want those wonderful pieces of equipment and lasers, knowing what they cost, will offer you pennies of a dollar. And then the real estate I was able to get out of because I sold that at true cash value and market value. But the nightmare that I encountered in that year was I didn't have a practice evaluation. I didn't have a practice valuation. I didn't have a plan because I didn't think it would happen to me. It happens to everybody else. And in honor and of recognition, that's specifically why forever I will wear the cancer pin. You never know what you're in store for. So please be prepared, whether it's death, whether it's disability, whether it is fire, whether it is flood, whether it is hurricane. Oh, I can't forget pandemic. What about that COVID-19 word we hear about? Make a plan, review your plan again, and make sure you have a good attorney, an accountant, a consultant, and a good financial advisor. And that, ladies and gentlemen, gotta go again. That's my 10 minutes. Make sure you follow your plan. And that is how you prepare, and the 5 practice management horror stories and how to keep them happening from you. Good luck. God bless. Stay safe. Take care.